You saw the message. She saw it too. And then nothing. No reply. No explanation. Just silence. And now your mind starts racing. Did I say something wrong? Did I come on too strong? Should I text again or just wait? So you open the chat. You read your message again. Then again, looking for a mistake that isn't obvious. But here's the truth most men avoid. She didn't ignore you by accident. She felt something in that moment. And that feeling made her step back. Not logically, emotionally. And once that shift happens, you can't fix it with another message. This isn't new. It keeps happening. Different woman, same pattern. At first, she's engaged. She replies fast. She's interested. Then slowly, replies get shorter. Energy drops. Interest fades until you're left staring at your phone, trying to figure out when it changed. But it didn't change suddenly. It changed in micro moments, small signals that will be illuminated in this video. These signals stack together, communicate one thing: uncertainty. Not weakness, but instability. And the female brain is wired to detect that instantly. So what happens? She doesn't argue, she doesn't explain, she simply disengages. And here's the part most men miss. You can't talk your way out of lost attraction, because attraction isn't logical. It's felt. So what exactly are you doing wrong? 1. Stop over-explaining. Strong men speak clearly, then they stop. But you send long messages. You explain your intentions. You try to be fully understood. But over-explaining signals something deeper. I need you to get me, so I can feel okay. Now watch how this plays out in real life. You text her, "Hey, are you free this weekend?" She replies, "Maybe. Depends." Now the weak pattern kicks in. You send another message. "Okay, yeah, I was thinking maybe we could go out or grab something. I know a few places, but I'm flexible, whatever works for you." And you keep going, explaining, adjusting, trying to make it easier for her to say yes. But what she feels isn't effort, it's pressure, and pressure creates distance. Now watch the strong pattern. Same situation. You text, "Are you free this weekend?" She says, "Maybe. Depends." You respond, "Cool, let me know when you're free." Then you stop. No over-explaining, no chasing, no trying to convince, just clarity and silence. That silence creates weight, because people value what isn't fully given, what isn't constantly trying to prove itself. Psychologically, when you say less, people lean in more. But when you say too much, they start pulling away. Ignore this, and your words lose power. Your presence loses impact, and over time, you become easy to ignore. 2. Control your availability. If you are always available, you become expected, and expected becomes boring. Instant replies. Every time. No delay. At first, it feels good. You feel connected. The conversation flows. She responds quickly, and you match her energy instantly. But watch what happens over time. You text. She takes longer. You still reply fast. She delays more. You stay available. Now you're waiting, checking your phone, responding the second she appears, and without realizing it, you've trained the dynamic. Your attention is no longer valuable. It's guaranteed. Now watch the strong pattern. Same situation. She texts. You see it. But you don't react immediately. You finish what you're doing, you respond when it makes sense, sometimes fast, sometimes later, but always intentional. Now something subtle changes. Your attention is no longer predictable. And the human brain notices that, because what is uncertain becomes more interesting. This creates variability, and variability keeps attention alive. This is not about playing games, it's about not being controlled by the moment. Because when you respond out of pressure, you lose frame. Ignore this, and you train her to take you for granted. Your presence becomes routine, and routine becomes invisible. If you're still watching, good, because this next part is where most men lose everything. 3. Stop chasing energy. Strong men don't chase. They match, or they move on. She pulls back. Replies get shorter. Energy drops. Something feels off, and you feel it immediately. So you react. You text more. You try to be engaging. You send another message to restart the conversation. Now watch how it plays out. You send, "Hey, you've been quiet today. Is everything good?" No reply. An hour later, you send again. Or maybe you're just busy. LOL. Now you're not communicating. You're chasing. And she feels it. Not as interest, but as pressure. And pressure kills attraction. Now watch the strong pattern. Same situation. She pulls back. Energy drops. You notice it, but you don't react emotionally. You don't double text. You don't try to force connection. You go back to your life, your work, your purpose, your movement. No panic, no internal collapse. Days later, she texts, "Hey, sorry I've been busy." Now you respond. Calm, unbothered, normal. Or she doesn't text at all, and you keep moving. No resentment, no overthinking, just forward motion. That communicates something powerful. I am not dependent on your attention, and that creates attraction. Because emotional independence feels like strength. Ignore this, and you become reactive, needy, unstable, easy to read. And that is the fastest way to get ignored. If you want to understand this at a deeper level, how women respond to your behavior, not your words. Read The Way of the Superior Man by David Daida. It breaks this down in a way most men never hear. I left a link in the description. 4. Remove the need to impress. The need to impress kills presence because it signals something immediately. I need your approval. And people feel that without you saying a word. You're with her. Conversation starts, and in your mind, you're already performing. Trying to be interesting, trying to be funny, trying to say the right thing. Now watch the moment. She says something simple, and instead of responding naturally, you turn it into a performance. You exaggerate. You overtalk. You try to keep the energy high. But what she feels is different. Not confidence, not presence, effort. And effort, when it's forced, feels like neediness. Now watch the strong pattern. Same situation, same conversation, but this time, you're not trying to impress. You listen. You respond simply. You don't rush to fill every silence. You allow pauses. You allow moments where nothing is happening. And instead of killing the silence, you sit in it. Calm, grounded, unbothered. That calmness communicates something powerful. I am enough without trying. And that's rare. Because most men are performing. talking too much, doing too much, trying too hard. But the man who removes the need to impress becomes comfortable to be around. And comfort, combined with mystery, creates attraction. Ignore this, and you'll always feel like you're chasing validation, like you need to earn attention, and that keeps you stuck in performance instead of presence. 5. Build a life she can feel. Attraction is not built in texting. It's built in your life structure. Because women don't just listen to what you say, they read how you live. If your focus is only on her, she feels it. If you lack direction, she feels it. If your mood depends on her replies, she feels it. Now watch how this plays out. You wake up. First thing you do, check your phone. No message, your mood drops. You open the chat. You reread old conversation. You think about texting again. Your day hasn't even started, and your energy is already tied to her. Now everything you do feels off. You're distracted. You're checking your phone constantly. You're waiting. That's not attraction. That's dependence. And she feels it, even without seeing it. Now watch the strong pattern. You wake up. You have structure, work to do, goals to move, a direction you're building toward. You check your phone, but it's not the center of your world. If she texts, you respond when it makes sense. If she doesn't, your day still moves forward. You train, you build, you improve. Your energy is rooted in your life, not in her attention. Now something changes. Your presence becomes heavier because your time is no longer cheap. Your attention is no longer constant. It is earned, and people value what feels earned. This is what most men misunderstand. They try to create attraction through words instead of building a life that naturally produces it. Ignore this, and your identity becomes tied to her responses. Your confidence rises and falls with her attention, and that instability destroys attraction, because attraction needs something solid to attach to. And that something is the man who has a life beyond her. If you don't have structure yet, start simple. Get a self-mastery journal. Write your goals, track your discipline, build your day with intention. Because a man without structure drifts. I left one in the description if you want to start. You were taught something that sounds right, but works against you. Communicate more. Be open. Show her how much you care. It sounds mature, but most men translate that into over-texting, over-explaining, over-investing too early. You think you're building connection, but you're actually removing tension, and tension is what creates attraction. Modern culture trains men to chase approval, be liked, be understood, be accepted. But approval is not respect, and it's definitely not attraction. Approval makes you safe, but safety without strength becomes ignorable. You become predictable, and predictable men don't get chased. They get replaced. That's the lie. Now here's the truth most men never hear. Attraction is built on uncertainty plus controlled distance, not effort. Not constant communication, not emotional chasing. The human brain values what it has to figure out, not what is fully available. Not what is constantly trying to prove itself. When you are always there, always replying, always explaining, you remove the mystery. And without mystery, there is nothing to feel. This is not about playing games. It's about understanding psychology. Because attraction grows in space and dies in overexposure. which means this is not about saying better things. It's about becoming a man who doesn't need to say much at all. The man you need to become is simple, the calm center. He doesn't chase energy. He contains it. He doesn't react to every message. He responds when it makes sense. He doesn't try to impress. He observes. He doesn't rush connection. He allows it to build or collapse without forcing it. He is not cold. He is not distant. He is stable, and stability, combined with restraint, creates presence, and presence is what most men lack. Imagine a fire, too much fuel, and it suffocates. Too little, and it dies. But controlled fuel creates a steady flame. Attraction works the same way. Too much attention kills it. Controlled presence sustains it. The man who understands this doesn't try to burn brighter. He learns to control the fire. Be honest. Do you reply too fast? Do you over-explain? Do you feel anxious when she delays? Do you adjust yourself to keep her interested? You already know. And that awareness is where control begins. Now imagine this version of you. You don't rush replies. You don't chase energy. You don't overthink messages. You move slowly, calm, controlled, unbothered. She notices, not because you tried harder, but because you stopped trying to control everything. Your presence changes. Your words carry weight. And suddenly, you're no longer the man being ignored. You're the man being watched. Stop chasing responses. Start controlling your behavior. Because attraction is not something you force. It's something you allow. If growth is your mission, show some love and hit the like and subscribe button.